Yeah, buddy, you've downloaded Tropical Talk Radio, where we talk about all things entrepreneurship, travel, and lifestyle. If you're interested in more about this program, check out TropicalMBA.com. And if you sign up for our mailing list, I will personally send you 50 free podcast episodes that take you along on our journey and expose the insider story on how we started a $1 million honest-to-goodness product business while we traveled the globe.
All right, we're here with Sean, the guy behind Resort Rebel, Badladz.com, and my partner in crime on many Tropical MBA, with parties, events, and these intern positions that have been hugely influential in both our lives and a lot of the readers of this blog's life. Sean, people write me emails every day saying, when's the next one going to open up? And we're going to talk a little bit about that at the end of the episode. But first, man, I want to talk to you about this amazing YouTube channel of yours. I mean, when we met back in 2009, I think you didn't even type back then.
It's revolutionized my life that you can never understand. When I met you, I was absolute internet illiterate.
Right.
And on December 22, 2009, you can see it. It's the start of my YouTube channel. You sat me down in a chair and said, "Talk about this stuff," and then showed me how to make a YouTube video and upload it.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I can't believe where it's gone. Now we're looking at almost 700,000 lifetime views, 700 subscribers, more coming in every day, sometimes 3,000 views a day. It astonishes me.
So a lot of people, so behind this is classic content marketing, right? You're putting up videos about your resort, about traveling in the Philippines.
About everything I see. Anything that piques my interest and I think people might want to know about, even if it's controversial.
Right.
Yeah.
Has that helped in any way give you the confidence? I mean, I think when you put up the channel, you had 8 rooms. I think now you have 32 rooms?
28.
So did the YouTube channel contribute to that in any way?
Oh, absolutely. All my videos pointed at Badladz.com.
Yeah.
And we got traffic from that. We got lots of traffic from that. Now the videos are also pointing at Resort Rebel.
Right.
.com.
So we'll talk a little bit about Resort Rebel, but first, a lot of people, video marketing, it seems scary. It's like intimidating. What's your process for developing content? Like, how do you go through your days thinking about making videos? I mean, you're talking about a guy who you had a netbook when I met you.
Yeah.
And now you have 2 MacBook Airs.
Yeah, an 11 and a 13. Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, is it just like you're a brave guy, you don't care about getting on camera, or how does it work?
What really motivates me is the interaction with my audience. I mean, to do the videos is intimidating, but when you start to get the response from the people, and now with all the videos I've done, people are walking up to me in the streets in the Philippines and saying, "I'm here because of your videos." I've had 3 and 4 people in my restaurant, and I walk in and they're all there because of my videos. I mean, it's not a great feeling to try and articulate on video and to get it right the first time, because we don't do second takes.
Well, I remember if we could go back and maybe people could look at your YouTube channel at the first 5 videos, for example, because one of the approaches that you used was you just kept it really simple, and you talked about things that, I mean, I think when I met you as someone who just moved to the Philippines, you might not be impressed by what you know, but I thought, oh my gosh, this guy knows so much stuff, just tell me about the best diving spot. For you, that might be, why would people on the internet want to hear about that, But that is precisely the kind of simple, nuts and bolts content that started bringing people in.
Well, it makes it a lot less intimidating for people, because I do everything from tell people, how to get out of the airport, how to deal with the taxis. I mean, the Philippines is a third world country. A lot of people are intimidated by that, and so I just try and simplify it so that they can hit the ground running. When they come to the country, they have an idea where they're going, and they're a lot more comfortable, and that makes me feel really good.
So I come to the Philippines every couple months on my visa run from Bali, and every time I come here, you've got like a new piece of video gear or something, and you watch the videos, and now there's multiple takes and where you're splicing videos together, and you're doing voiceovers, you're doing B-roll and all this kind of stuff. awaken the giant within?
Yeah. Well, it consumes me now. As I said, I was an internet idiot when this started, but I mean, it's just become so enjoyable. When I first started this, I had a pretty serious day job, and I've basically cut that way back, cut a new deal, and now I'm concentrating a lot more just on the internet, on the videos.
Okay, so on that end, let's talk a little bit about Resort Rebel. And it's a blog that, well, tell us the idea behind resortrebel.com. Why start that? Why not just do badladz.com?
It's going to be more diverse. This is not, Resort Rebel is not to promote my resort, it's to promote the Philippines. It's going to talk about real estate, and I'm interviewing successful entrepreneurs in the Philippines. And it'll be about adventure travel and things to do to have fun. Because this is going to be more of a well-rounded website about the Philippines.
To use the parlance of TMBA, it's sort of like a mini New York Times for adventure travel and sort of high-end travel. And you're looking to attract like minds, right? Like you're an entrepreneur and an investor and all that kind of stuff. So
I want people to understand it is safe to invest here. It's a great location. Lifestyle, business, but this is not like home. I want everybody to understand, the rules here. They're different.
It's interesting. So one of the things we talk a lot about with your content is how positive it is about the Philippines, and you have a lot of Filipino fans because there's not a lot of positive messaging about the Philippines because it has challenges as a country, especially when you compare it with its neighbors.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off the tourist trail, and it's expensive to get here, and
it's tough to travel around as well. I mean, it's all islands.
When we ran the TMBA, we were taking people around on weird ferries and braving storms, and it is more challenging. That's, I think, part of the reason we love it.
That's the excitement.
Exactly.
I mean, this is not like home at all. And for anybody that's tired of living in a box, with everything in straight lines and Big Brother watching, your every move everywhere you go, to come here. It's like hiking all day with a big backpack and then taking it off. And you feel so light, like you could float. I mean, that's the feeling I get in the Philippines.
And that's part of the reason that I was attached so much to your content is the positivity of it. Like there's something in content marketers, we say authenticity. Like you seem to have that authenticity. Like you genuinely love this place. And let's talk about a little branding thing. When I first heard about Badladz, I think I had the same response as a lot of people, like, ooh, I don't know about that. That might be too harsh, and it's like this bad boy image that you're putting across.
Well, I was actually going to call it very nice and well-behaved lads, but it wouldn't fit on the sign. No, and it started off as an adventure company originally, and so we were doing paintball games and adventure kayaking and hiking, trekking, and motorcycle tours. So it was that kind of a rough and tumble thing, some treasure hunting, diving, that sort of thing. And then when we started to add rooms, I thought, well, that's we need to change the image a bit. So I called the resort side Funshine Resort. Right. Nice, happy, friendly, bright name. Everybody hated that. I mean, it just got no attention at all. And we went back. We dropped the Funshine. Now we've got 2 resorts. They're family resorts. Trust me. At my beach resort, the new one I just built. My 88-year-old mother lives there, my 4-year-old daughter, and my wife. You can't get much more family than that.
No, and a lot of your best customers, when I'm always there, it's couples that are staying for. A lot of people stay at your resort for months.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Couples
sort of
with kids.
They get addicted to it. It's a safe place for kids to swim in that little ocean there, and very cool. So I always thought that was fascinating, though, and it's kind of an exercise in branding too, which is that. Even if you don't like Badladz, you sure aren't going to forget it. Yeah. So it's I like that passing it around. So.
Yeah, we're getting a lot more interest in people wanting to come there as well. Especially like the TMBA has really gotten us in touch with a lot of people, and we got a group from DC probably coming end of this month.
Yes.
For just a casual hangout.
Dynamite Circlers love the Badladz Resort for sure.
Yeah.
Instigated by Alyssa, by the way. So
Bless her soul.
She's the instigator, yeah. That's so cool. So I guess let's describe how the Tropical MBA has been from your end, because you've been a quiet voice, but you've been the engine behind 4 internships at your resort now.
And great ones, I must admit. I mean, each one of these guys, the last one will be, the current one will be leaving April 15, but each one of these guys have moved on towards their goals. They came because they wanted to quit their jobs and launch their own empires, and they're doing it.
Yes.
And that's what I like. I mean, that's 4 success stories out of 4.
So we haven't even talked together on the podcast about this whole thing. So what's your interaction like with these guys on a day-to-day basis? 'Cause I'm kind of out of the picture. Like, I write a blog post every 6 months, and I show up for a couple beers here and there, but mostly it's you interacting with these people. What does their day-to-day look like?
Well, I envy them because they get to live at my friggin' beach resort on the ocean, by the pool, weighted on hand and foot, literally.
Yeah.
And I interact mainly with them over the internet because I'm always traveling in the Philippines. I empower them also in my business because I need their eyes and ears on the ground. I've got a full Filipino staff there. Of course, my wife is Filipina.
Right.
A Western perspective is invaluable, absolutely invaluable. So having them there, I empower them to get involved in the day-to-day.
Right.
So they're not isolated. I mean, they're part of the crew. They interact with the customers. They interact with the staff. They interact with other business people.
What's your message? So basically what you're doing is you're feeding them. You have a low cost structure for food and utilities and all that kind of stuff relative to, say, a Western business.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is you're covering all those costs, and then they work for you for like 1 day a week, basically.
Yeah, that sort of thing. It's on a task basis. I mean, right now we're launching some new stuff, so it's a lot of work for Ben. But the rest of the time,
he's getting a lot of extra benefits from that as well, because I've just become Ben's first customer and paying him good money to do stuff too. So it's kind of cool to see how that evolves. It's a little bit like if you get in with the right people and you have that trusting relationship. Same thing with your last guy, John.
Yeah.
I actually just got off the phone with David.
Oh yes, David, the first one. Yeah, that's brilliant.
And so it's interesting how our careers are all evolving.
Well, the TMBA's got a chance to prove themselves.
Yeah.
By working at Badladz, they're in contact with me, and which puts them in contact with you, with the Dynamite Circle. I mean, you're invited into this exclusive group, which is a huge leg up for them that they normally wouldn't have. And on my part, it's not that expensive to have somebody like that at the resort. I mean, they get a hotel room and hotel meals,
sure,
and the run of the place, and in exchange for about 1 day total a week.
So now, are you just crazy or risky, or like, why hasn't every resort owner copied you? Why isn't everybody doing this? Do you have any opinions about that? Have you sat down with other resort owners, and what's their feeling about all this?
Well, yes, I have, and they would love to, and it's up to you. It's entirely up to if you want to, you want more people to do it, then it would be easy for me to have people lined up. However, you really have to be careful about the situations you're putting them into. It's got to be a nice location. It's got to be a stable business.
Yes.
There's got to be a certain amount of people that they can interact with. That's one of the things that we like at Badladz, is because like people like the DCers and the TMBA groups come there.
A lot of the Manila guys, they'll come down for a couple days at a handful at a time to get away from the... So what I'm really curious about is how you think about the future of your YouTube channel. I mean, I look at your YouTube channel and it's an asset. It's like this crazy thing that you've built over the course of 100 videos and a lot of effort and a lot of thinking about it. What do you think the next couple years for your YouTube channel is going to be like? And Resort Rebel will sort of be the proxy or the same thing as that. I mean, how are you going to approach that for the next few years?
I really don't know.
Yeah?
This has been happening all by itself, the same way my resorts did. I mean, I didn't come to the Philippines to, set up resorts and do videos about the Philippines. I just came here to have fun. And then the business just goes along with it and grows. As I get more interactive with my audience, mm-hmm. I understand more what they want, what they need, what they want the information that they want, and then I follow that. I don't decide where my business is going to go. My audience does.
I'd like to draw a moral lesson from all of this, which is there's a lot of people, even in our immediate network, who know that they've got this opportunity right in front of them, and they don't take it because maybe they don't feel like they're ready yet, or they're too scared to open themselves up to criticism or whatever. And you just went out and just started shipping, iteration, innovation, and here we are, 30 rooms and 700 views and a smorgasbord of opportunity.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you look at my earlier videos, and it's definitely nowhere near professional. So, I mean, if I can do it, anyone can. And the other thing I got to admit as well, this whole podcast thing is a whole lot easier than doing video. Oh my God! Yesterday I was a solid hour, just trying to set up the right background for the video I was shooting. Without glare, without wind, without people walking through and stuff. It was a nightmare. But here's a microphone. Sit down somewhere, talk.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of the TMBA insiders, because this is the podcast that the real super fans listen to. Tropical Talk Radio is only the people who are really committed to Tropical MBA. On behalf of them, thanks for opening up your resort to internships and to events, and for making it a great place for our group. And thanks for putting out those great videos at Resort Rebel. We're loving them.
Hey, cheers. I appreciate it. And we're looking forward to the next TMBA member at Badladz.
Yeah, so we'll start to maybe we'll hash that out on the floating bar today. Yeah?
Oh, I guess you didn't tell them where we were. We're on a beach.
That's the nice part about the videos. You know? All right, cheers, Sean. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Don't be shy. We've got a mailing list. Check it out at tropicalmba.com. Get yourself signed up, and we'll keep you up to date on everything we do, plus give you those 50 free podcast episodes. If you want to say, hey, check me out on Twitter at Tropical MBA. We'll see you soon.